Registered dietitian Tiffany Lein is here today to talk about Brussels sprouts. You also have a great recipe today to help, parents introduce them to kids in case kids are going to think they're going to be yucky. In the picture behind us, you can see they actually come on a stalk, and a lot of people probably don't know that.
I know a lot of times when you see Brussels sprouts, you'll see them that look like this, where you'll typically get them from the grocery store, but they actually grow on the stalk, so if you do find them fresh at the farmer's market, this is what they would look like.
Okay, so how do you prepare them then?
So if you're getting them off the stalk, you'd simply cut each individual Brussels sprout. I know it's a little time consuming, but if you get them fresh, the taste is much better. So once you cut them off the stalk, you're going to peel any of the unblemished leaves off. And then I like to cut about 1/4 of the inch off the bottom, because as you see, this part's pretty woody, so you're typically not going to want to eat that.
And you cut that off. Best way to store them?
Store them usually in the crisper drawer of the refrigerator. They'll keep for about 5 to 7 days. If you do get them on the stalk, they'll actually keep usually for several weeks.
Well, that's good to know. And nutritionally, how do they, weigh in as far as how good are they for you?
Yeah, so if you get a cup of cooked Brussels sprouts, it's only 60 calories, and it's going to give you vitamins A and C as well.
That's very good. Now, some people might have only known that you can just steam them, but there are other ways to make them. So give us a few ideas.
Definitely, and a good thing to know is the method of cooking greatly impacts the flavor. So if you've tried them steamed and you haven't been too fond of them, I'd go ahead and try them roasted, or even this month's featured recipe, we have a caramelized Brussels sprouts. So we were talking earlier, it's kind of your great introduction to Brussels sprouts recipe. If you've got this misconception that Brussels sprouts aren't tasty or they kind of taste yucky, this is a good introductory recipe for you.
What all is in there? It looks very seasonal too. It's a great side dish for the holidays. So what's in there?
So what we did was we sauteed 1 clove of garlic minced and about 2 teaspoons of olive oil, and then we took about 15 Brussels sprouts, which is about how many is in this bowl here, and sliced them very thinly, as you can see, and sauteed those for a very short period of time, only about 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Added in the craisins and the walnuts, as you can see here, about a dash of salt, and about 2 teaspoons of brown sugar.
It really gives them a lot of nice flavor. Thanks, Tiffany, for sharing that today. And if you want to know more about that, just go to getactivelacrosse.org. And stay with us back in just a moment to wrap things up.